So for our non-VMI customers that might be looking at starting a VMI program with Powell Industries, this is a little overview of what that program would look like. So Powell Industries likes to work with your purchasing department, production department, as well as your engineering group to identify all of your products that are being consumed and used on a regular basis.
And as we understand what's really going on in that account, then we can offer our services and our solutions. But until we really understand what the problems are, we're no different than anybody else. We're just trying to sell a product. And so we ask questions that get really deep into the mind and into the process of that customer so that we know how to solve the problem.
First question would be, do you guys have a list of what you guys currently have as a VMI? Products that you guys are currently using lots of, that you guys are going through weekly, every other week for us to set up a VMI. Give us that list. Make sure that before I present that list, or as I'm presenting it with Abe and we're working on it, asking the customer now, there's going to be some products in here that we don't have the exact same product, but are you okay with us getting what we carry? Reasoning is because it could be better pricing, it could be even a better product, or virtually, just something that we have differently.
On the pricing side, we do a very good job to be competitive. We don't mark up our service or our sales guys coming in. We try to be competitive, independent of the program. On top of that, we do price locking, where we will guarantee pricing for a set period of time. Sometimes, usually between 3 to 6 months, we'll guarantee that inventory and that pricing so that you don't have to worry about fluctuating prices, changes in the market, even as it relates to solder, paste.
And what Powell Industries does is comes in and establishes kind of min-max levels, meaning, what's the minimum you want on hand and what's the maximum you want on hand, because those are mainly set by the customer.
What that allows us to do is make sure that we never have so few of a product or so little of a product that you might run out in between our visits, but never so much product that your shelves are overflowing and you're not using the materials soon enough.
Typically with our VMI programs, we have 2 weeks of storage on their shelves so that they never run out of anything. And then in turn on our shelves, we have a month to a month and a half, and that costs money. And we tell them and dedicate a portion of our inventory to those customers so that they know it's going to be there when they need it.
The idea being that as we come in on a weekly or even sometimes twice a week basis, we're able to check the inventory, make deliveries, take new counts, generate new orders, and then pull from the inventory that we're keeping locally for our customers.
As I'm entering the orders each week, I get to see what they're using.
We like to establish, figure out some usage. And so if the customer doesn't understand or doesn't know their usage, we set a arbitrary kind of min and max levels, and then we adjust it accordingly.
We run reports for our customers on a monthly basis. Sometimes when their usage is really spiky, we run it on a weekly basis to know exactly how much they're using and how much they need. We have dynamic lists that change every single month based on what their usage is.
I notice those trends where their usage has increased, and we go to the customer and say, hey, you're using more than normal. Is this just a little blip on the radar, or is this going to be a long-term thing, and do we need to increase our pipeline and get more product coming in so that we always have product for you? And the reverse is the same. When they start to use less, we notice it, and we go to the customer and make the adjustment so that we don't have too much product on our shelf.
Line down situations, running out of products, are something that we pride ourselves on never allowing to have happen.
We work with them. If we see something, the buyer may not be down on the floor. They may not see that, whereas we do see that, and we can give them a heads up.
Unless we have a relationship with production to the point where we understand what's coming up in future builds and where your projected usage is going to go, we're in the dark a little bit. And so that's one of the reasons we keep so much inventory locally for our VMI customers, so that if there are spikes in production, we're able to sort of cover that. But this is also where the relationship is so important. And why we strive so hard to develop good relationships with our customers.
The issue is just having those relationships and speaking to everyone on the floor and not just going in, dropping the product off and leaving, getting a feel of like, hey, we like this, or hey, we want this. This product works great, we want this product instead, or vice versa.
After a while, they look at the soldering commodity or the shipping supply commodity or the fastener commodity, whatever it may be. They look at it and they say, we've not had an issue for months. We're not overstocked, we're not understocked. I don't have to worry about that anymore. And so what would be a monthly review with my competitors will turn into an annual review with us.
And then after that, you don't have to worry about it. You guys can work on, bigger and better projects that are going to make your company money and eliminate, having to worry about having somebody or spend some time on having to deal with bringing in products.